Hello Africans, hello global citizens. Most of the school these days always talk about English language. I'm not saying that we shouldn't embrace foreign languages, but at least our own native languages such as Yoruba, for example, Igbo, Hausa. You go as far as Ashanti, with the kingdom where the Chui language is widely spoken. We're talking about the Songi language. We go as Swahili, the Zulu, and so forth and so on. That is what African teacher is all about. We are not saying that we shouldn't embrace the Western culture, but let's give some ground or some credit to our own language. By so doing, we are able to transform this present generation to a higher ground in terms of the economic return that the language will bring in the next 10, 15, 20 years to come. When you look at the content of Africa today, the mineral resources that are deposited on this soil is so massive in the sense that the Europeans can't do without us. They will eventually come down in years to come to do business. You are a foreigner, for example, you're coming from Latin America or from Asia, and you want to do business in Africa. You need to understand the language to communicate very well with the native. That is where the language comes to play. And African teacher is here to put that straight. We are digitizing, firstly, the most widely spoken languages, and then take it to the minority ones, and then on demand. Also, apart from that, it's also to bring the lost glory of we Africans. In recent years, we Africans have lost touch with our culture. From the young, as let's say, from a child as 2 years, 3 years, very few can easily speak their native language. We only embrace the foreign language, which is the major spoken one, which is the English language. So African teacher is coming in place now to bridge that gap by closing that gap between the English language or the foreign languages and our own African languages. That is what African teacher is all about. That's what we're trying to put in place to really lift up our generations. So as time goes by, know that in years to come right now, this present generation will become an adult, become mothers and fathers, then our language will be nowhere to be found, our culture will be nowhere to be found. That is what African teacher is all about.
Okay, so which of the African countries are you looking at? Is it the Black Africans or the all Africa as a whole? Are you specific about the African culture you're trying to preserve with the African Teachers Initiative?
Okay, we are African teacher. Our aim is we are directing this to all Africans. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. As far as you're a Black African, whether you find yourself you are in the continent of Africa, you are in Europe, you are in Asia, Latin America, Middle East, name it. Our target is to reach out to all Africans in the geographical 4 pillars. That is what African is coming to put in place. Secondly, the language itself, we are targeting the majority spoken ones, right? The majority spoken one, such as, let me start from Nigeria. We're talking about the Igbo, the Yoruba, the Hausa. We go down to Ghana, we talk about the Gang, the Chui, the Ewe, the Fanti, and so forth. We come down to Benin Republic, the Fon. Also, in Benin Republic, you still find the Yoruba language being widely spoken there. So, we are looking at those major ones. Then we go down to the Central Africa. We're talking about the Swahili. We are going down to Zulu, and so forth and so on. So those are the major ones for us to start with. Then as time goes on, the production now pipe out. We will also start working on the minority ones, and then also the depreciated ones that are no more being used. We're trying now to revive them. That is our target now, to reach out to all Africans within the 4 pillars of the world.
Yeah, just to have the glimpses of the studio in Ibafo. Ogun State. That is our recording studio. Have an idea how it looks, and this is where we do most of the things from the city. We don't like noise. We don't like where there is a car or all this environment sound. We try to avoid it. So this is where we cook most of the stuff, and it's good for you to have an idea how it looks like, at least to see it yourself. So when we say something on social media, you know that it's real. We are not just joking. We are very serious and minded professionals aim to succeed and achieve. That's all I will thank you for watching.
This is it. We're testing it. We are doing the shots right here in Ibafo, right? And that name is a very strong name. BB is doing it here. He's setting up the camera now. You can look at him. There's a man behind it. Too. You can see it now. Check him out. He's the main G. So always take a look at his face. So when you see him on the streets, you know who he is. Right?
Food in Mr. Biggs.
Free of charge.
God bless you again. You're finished. I've got it off from when you are starting playing it.
Speak your language, know your roots. Africa teaches us so.
Thank you.
Thank you.